Now, here in the aquarium industry, we tend to have a very minimal, very general knowledge of the most absolute basics of science. And we're able to say a few big words, which is able to confuse some of our friends that don't know anything about science or fish into thinking that we know what we're talking about. And our parents will often say things like, "Oh, he's just like a marine biologist," because we like playing around with scientific ideas, but with absolutely no scientific approach. We tend to be very happy with things like, "I read it on the internet," or "the bloke at the shop said." If it happened once, then we like to confuse anecdotal evidence with fact. Myself being particularly guilty about this. So once again, us aquarists, it's very important to look like we know what we're doing, particularly in reference to things like water chemistry, because I'm sure that any real scientist would cringe with our overconfidence and reliance on anecdotal evidence or internet quotes. But as a aquarist, I just want to say that the test kit you use very much affects how much it looks like you know what you're doing. And as an aquarist, it's really good to look like you know what you're doing, because you can look like a scientist if you've got stuff that looks all scientific-y. The fact that you have very little knowledge of science and you've never been to university is irrelevant in a fish store. So these JBL test kits are really cool, because look at all this sciencey stuff. Look at that. Look at that. That looks all pretty sciencey. Look at this. pH and stuff. Where's the front page? Look how sciencey that is. That's like a periodic table, but just for us people that only know these things, and there's always one that you don't even know. But anyway, that won't stop us from posting online like we're an expert. But what the point is for this little video is a test kit like this makes you look very important, and you rock up at someone's house with this and it really does look like you know what you're doing. So these sorts of test kits, they're not the cheapest thing you're ever going to get, but with these JBL ones there is refills, and the refills are actually very economically priced. So if you're a fish keeper like a lot of us, and it's all about how you look, and it's all neat and nice and very orderly, then get one of these test kits. But when the run out of reagents, make sure you don't need to buy the whole test kit again. You can just go and buy the refills. That way you can look like an amateur scientist and not have to spend as much money.